What's up, y'all? I'm glad y'all are back here with me and I'm here with y'all. This video I actually had to buy a new sketchbook because the one that you previously seen in my sketchbook video that blew up is I didn't have that many pages left in it. So in this video I'm gonna show you what I have in it right now, and maybe you can sit and draw with me for a bit. But before we do that, y'all gotta get in the green.
Honestly, go. Can't say how I'm feeling inside. I wanna be sealed, but got too much pride. I wanna be sealed, but I'm really healed. Don't really like healed, but I tell you, I tried. I did everything else but cry.
This book I have, when I went to Michael's, I had to make sure that I get basically the exact same sketchbook as the other one because I really liked the cover. I really liked how the paper felt. Like, I feel like that the notebooks I used, like the black one with all the stickers on it, it just really suited like my pens and my drawing style as a whole. I was like, I gotta keep up the aesthetic, you know what I mean? And so I looked specifically for that notebook. Now I forgot what they were called, but I managed to find them. They're called Artislav notebooks, Artislav sketchbooks. You know what I'm saying? This one is, I would assume, 11 by 8 or maybe 10 by 8. I ripped off the tag, so I can't really tell. So I'm gonna show you what I have in it for right now, which will be like 2 minutes of video max, and y'all are just gonna draw with me for a bit. Maybe even I add some color or whatnot. And also, I want to tell you that I have a Patreon now. There's a link there's a link tree that I have. So I'll put it there. I'll put a link to the Patreon in the description of the video. That's also, you can find all the links to my social media, my webtoon, my Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all that. You can find links there. So please, check out my Patreon and support me. And let me know in the comments what y'all want as Patreons. What will make that service worth buying besides just early access to sketches or comics. But also, I don't want to promise too big on stuff because my schedule is kind of at the moment. It's hard to put out a weekly comic that's getting bigger, but also make these videos and TikToks and go to work and eat and sleep and all that. But I like doing it. I have fun. That's why I haven't started to struggle or burn out yet. Plus, these videos are a little good relax until I have to edit. But anyway, I've probably wasted a good bit of your time. So let's show you that book, and y'all can draw with me. So my desk is a little crummy because I also eat here. I don't sleep here, I promise, but I do eat here because you can see my TV. I also play games here whenever I remember to do that when I'm not working or working on content for y'all. But here's a good view of the sketchbook. I'm gonna change the angle in a second. Okay. So what you have here is, I didn't expect for the first page of it to be gray. So I my mic doesn't have a clip. That's gonna be annoying. I didn't expect the first pages to be gray, but I just did little doodles because at the time I also bought some new pens. Now, I'll be honest with y'all, originally I was a Sakura Micron kind of guy. Those are the only kind of pens I get. Never look. These were the Microns I get, but they get dry quickly, and their pen nubs are so brittle. With the pressure that I draw at, is I didn't realize that it's stronger than I realized. So let me move these out the way. What you have in front of you right here is a drawing of Pillow Man. Well, you probably saw him in a previous video, or you saw him in my other sketchbook tour. Maybe. I think the only time I drew him was digital, and it was a little sketch. But he's a character that I want to exist in the E Kings universe, where so he's another superhero, kind of like Vanta Visor. But he doesn't work at the E Kings restaurant. But the idea I have for him is that I want him to be a superhero that fights crime at night while he's sleeping. So literally he's a sleepwalking superhero. And people don't realize it because his cap that he sleeps on with always gets over his head. And so, he ties his bed sheet over his shoulders, goes out in boxers, long socks that are loose because he sleeps in them all the time, and slippers. And so here's some more sketches I did of him to kind of get a feel for it. But after this is what I done yesterday. Because I realized I had been working on E-Kings for so long, I hadn't even touched the sketchbook that I bought. And by the way, this sketchbook was $7.99. So it didn't even cost that much money. I'm gonna set my mic down, so if the audio gets bad, let me know in the comments, or I'll try and check the video to, see. But I started on this yesterday, and I actually liked where I was going with it, even though, to be honest, I suck at drawing cars. And I'd use my phone, I'd pull my phone out, and I was like, okay, let me see what I can do with this. So I drew a car because I was like, I'm not good at drawing objects. Like, guys, I'm not good at drawing objects. Like, my drawings of people usually pan out better than like my drawings of objects or backgrounds or landscapes and settings. But now that I'm working on this comic so often, one, I'm basically drawing damn near every day, but also I'm improving. I'm having to draw things I've literally never drawn before. I have to draw perspectives of forms that I've literally never drawn or even seen before. So now it's also forcing me to look up references when I draw. And that's amazing because people don't realize how, people do not realize the importance of references in work. And someday I want to make like a little video documentary, just like a longer style video of me talking to the camera and maybe some footage of me drawing. It'll be like one of my heaviest edited videos. I'll make it sometime in the future, but I want to make a video talking about the relationship between religion or spirituality as a whole and how it has to do with art. Now, I know maybe a lot of you don't watch my content for any like spiritual or religious takes, and I want to preface this by saying I'm not really a religious person. I have semi-spiritual beliefs, but it's not something I've taken the time to look into. But I can say I have a hyperfixation on religious media as a whole. Like, whenever there's religious references in like anime or movies, especially horror movies, like whenever people can combine horror and some aspect of religion, I'm sat. I will watch it. Like, if you've seen Midnight Gospel, I love it, bro. I think it's called Midnight Gospel. No, Midnight Mass. Midnight Gospel is good, but I'm talking about Midnight Mass. It's in the Flaniverse, bro. That was actually the first Flaniverse film I ever watched. And I just loved how they managed to incorporate vampires. So now Eat Kings has a vampire main villain. I guess that's the first bit of Eat Kings info that anyone will know, is that the Eat Kings villain is a vampire, so to speak. And so I think what I might do is either add on to this or, look up some references. Actually, I think what I'll do is I'll do this. So the idea I was going for with this was I wanted like a big old brain to kind of control a bunch of cars. And it wasn't a horrible idea. But like the first time I drew it was like, I had like the concept of brain car was like in December, and that was like one of my last traditional drawings because that was like during the phase when I started to like hate my art style and such. Like, I just couldn't stand it. Might need better lighting, just so y'all can like see like the finer details of the stuff I draw. Let me see. There you go. But I had the idea for like car brain. So, but I didn't like the colors. I didn't like how my markers looked on the paper. It just didn't look smooth. Like, my line art at the time was starting to get better. It was starting to excel. But me using those markers, I pretty much hit like a boredom point with it. Like, I was unfamiliar with them, but I also was really experienced with them. So I wasn't doing anything impressive. So like, I really needed something more. And that's when I transitioned to digital art. Well, that wasn't when, but that's when I realized like, I'm either losing my love for art as a whole, or I need to change my art. Because like right now, looking at it back then, I didn't like it. But now, like, I see the sketches I make and I'm like, bro, I'm good at digital and traditional now. Like, my traditional skills are leveling up. It's not like on the like level of like Instagram artist, but like I can confidently say like, yes, I'm an artist. And I can even, and once I would start like making money off Eat Kings, once I get my whole PayPal situation sorted out, or like y'all just subscribe to the Patreon, I could honestly say like genuinely, I am a professional artist. Not just, because back then I barely even wanted to call myself an artist because I didn't think my skills were that good. But at the end of the day, you're an artist if you create. You're an artist if you make art. You're an artist if you write, if you paint, if you do anything. If you bring creation into this world, you are a creationist and you should be proud of that. I hope that you can hear me because, like I said, that my mic's been basically on my desk for the entire time. But I'll try and draw with one hand and not the other for on the paper. So the whole idea that I was trying to go for with the car brain thing, I don't know, but it was supposed to represent like American consumption and material object culture as a whole. And I felt that a car would kind of be the best representative of that because America's infrastructure is based on cars. Masculinity is car-centered. And cars definitely signal status of sorts, like, you know, how you drive or what you drive can indicate, you know, a lot of things, whether like, you know, the make and model, the condition of your car, how often you drive, it can indicate a lot about a person. So I thought a car would be like the best at indicating that sort of thing. And as a whole, it just served me well. But like I said, I'll probably, you know, watching over this, put the images interlaced so that I can show you what I mean. But like the drawing just wasn't, it was disappointing to me. I just didn't care for it. I didn't really like how it turned out. But also, whenever I get like a surge of excitement, like I get excited to draw, for me, it's like, I hope there's no like kids watching my channel, because I say like a lot of absurd stuff, but I almost go as far as to describe like the urge to draw as like kind of like the urge to eat. You know, you're starving, like you desperately need to eat something. And there'll be times where I'm like, bro, I need to draw something now. And it turns out that way a lot. You know, where I have an overwhelming urge to draw something, like, bro, I have an amazing idea. I gotta put it out there. It's just like that. But if you're watching my video, or if you're like new here or anything, I'd go as far as to say that like my art style is, or not my art style, but like a lot of my art is influenced by body horror or, you know, sci-fi stuff, or a lot of existential philosophy stuff as a whole. Not to say like my art is like hyper intellectual, but like the things that inspire it are like things like that, horror or sci-fi, that sort of thing. Like I really like the works of Junji Ito or H.P. Lovecraft. Now I'll be honest with you, I wish I could do a lot more reading, and I am trying to get into it. But a lot of the ways that I consume media, I now have to consume it through another person. I have to have a person basically tell me about it and show me scenes from it. Basically, someone has to summarize the story, and I'm like, oh, I like it now. And I do that with horror movies. Not to say that like in modern day I don't watch horror movies, but you know what I mean? A lot of times of the movies I do like and I say I've seen, it's been like, oh, you know, I had to watch like Found Flicks or Dead Meat explain the video. And it does make it easier to be inspired by things when like all that you're watching is other people explain the stuff to you. I'm pulling up my Pinterest on my older phone. Like this is the phone I was using for like a lot of time. People will like you know, make fun of me for it having a button, but like this was my first iPhone, so like it was an upgrade either way. You know what I mean? There's a seat. Perspective on it won't work the best, but hopefully you'll kind of see the vision I'm putting down and I'm tossing into you. Cause I'd also say this is like a reference or an inclusion. This is like inspired by another piece I made called Mother's Wrath. I entered it in the art contest of a college I'll be attending soon, but that was back when I wasn't attending that college. I was just, you know, some kid. Hard to explain what I mean, but you know what I mean. You probably know what I mean. Like I entered in a contest ran by the school, but like I wasn't attending the school. It was a contest the school was hosting, basically. But now I'll be attending there in like a few days. And I'll be honest with y'all, I'm scared of starting school. I'm scared of starting my adult life because I already feel like I'm behind. Like I feel like I don't have anything succeeded, and it's like compared to like the other kids in school, it's like what really do I have going for myself? And sometimes I almost feel doubtful because like I don't grow up in like a household where like one of those families that have like a lot of money. So it's like there's a lot of stake here. And I just want to succeed. I want to show my folks that like all that worth, all that love they put into me is valuable. I know, I do understand, and I do know that people are valuable for just existing. You shouldn't have to find value in productivity. You shouldn't have to find value in being more than yourself, because being yourself is enough. But I think I just have some, I don't know, strain of hyper awareness. But it's also provoked by a sense of shame that it's just like I have to be good at what I do. And I don't want to live a normal life. I want to be just like the artists I grew up hearing about. Even as a little boy, like I was like, bro, I want to be an artist when I grow up. Like people would ask me and I'd be like, I want to be an artist. I never said painter. I just said I want to be an artist. And the thing is, I already was. I had already succeeded my dream the moment I was born. I succeeded at my dream before I knew I had dreamt it up, before I even realized I was asleep. So, I guess I should give myself more props. A lot of people don't even know what they want to do in life, and I knew exactly what I wanted to do with my life before it had even started. And now, I got a comic series that people do read. I have a YouTube channel with people like you who watch. So I thank you all. Maybe even though I don't live comfortably off the content I make, I still have to work a job. I still have to live in with my parents. I did just graduate high school. Y'all are helping me achieve my dream of being the artist I want to be. I mean, I'll be honest, I wanted to be like the artist of like the old times, like Basquiat or Picasso, even though Picasso's not a good man. Or I forgot who painted the piece. It was the Conjure Woman. And I had photos. I gotta show y'all. I gotta make a video about that art trip, because that art trip revived my art, bro. I might as well batch the audio for like both videos and release that one today and like the sketchbook Friday, or just the clips from this. I hope that if you are enjoying like this little draw with me, where like, you know, you just see the drawing come along as I do it, let me know in the comments. I'd really love to see if y'all enjoy this kind of video so I can make more of them. Y'all really like the sketchbook tours, like y'all run those up even though I've been milking them, to be honest, but that's because y'all come back, so I make those videos along with other stuff. So, you know, I hope that you will come back to stay sometime if you do enjoy what I'm making right now. I'd say overall the vibe of this drawing is inspired by Stranger Things, because the Mother's Wrath drawing and the I'm just gonna call that drawing the American Dream until I pull it back up for my Instagram in the editing. But the American Dream drawing like definitely inspired this piece, because I realized I kept trying to tell myself like, bro, you need to draw cars, you need to draw vehicles, and like I haven't been. I've only been drawing Eat Kings, and it's like I love Eat Kings. I love that I can make it. I love that there are people reading it. But I don't always have to draw Eat Kings. And I know people probably don't even know what my art looks like sometimes. They're like, bro, I haven't even seen your art. Like, you're making videos on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram telling people to draw, and I haven't even seen your art. And it's like, yeah, I know. You can find my art easier on Twitter. I'm trying to post more on there, like just like progress pics, like just what's happening in front of me at the moment, like that kind of stuff. So like you can see that like, hey, I do make art in a lot of my spare time. Like most of what I do is draw if I'm not having to work. I work and I eat. I mean, I make art and I eat, you know. That's basically most of what I'm doing. And I guess drawing kind of fulfills the sense that I want from my body, and that is I'm just a creature existing. I'm a facet of this universe experiencing itself and now bestowing a new experience into itself, you know? I don't want for that to be like, oh, that's very deep, but like that's how I'm wording it, because it's kind of hard to word what I mean. I'm giving back to what has made me. I don't have to be a creature of instinct or of war or a creature of any inherent creed or origin. I exist and I make. That's all. And I quite enjoy the feeling. I hope y'all are enjoying how this is coming along. I hope it's been easy for you to see because I don't have the best lighting. I hope you like it so far. A lot of it I did do last night, like at midnight, right after I basically finished the comic, before I had to do the finishing touches earlier today. But I just wanted like a little sit down because I spent the entire day working on that stuff. One flaw I have, like a major flaw I have, guys, is I have a issue with not establishing my light sources in my drawings before I draw. And so it can cause issue when I'm trying to, like, you know, when I'm trying to make a drawing and then I'm like trying to do cross hatching before the color, and it's like, okay, well, where do I do the cross hatching? Because you've already done the color. And so sometimes I have cross hatching in places where it shouldn't be. So like, just know, if you see my art, the cross hatching most likely happened before the application of color. Like, I do all the line work before I even touch anything else. The line work kind of actualizes the world. I know a lot of painters and such, like, the way they see the world is like, you know, they're gonna see it through like shape and color and form and whatnot. But for me, the lines have always been the best way, or rather, I think maybe it's not, oh, I inherently see the world this way, so this tool is the best way for me for it. I think it's just people see the world the same way until different tools give you the lens to see the world. So it's like, I've been using pens and pencils all this time, so now I see the world in lines. This tool has forced me to gain a perspective on the world I didn't have originally. Using pens and pencils all these years has showed me, hey, look for the lines. So it's easier to look for the lines, but I never trained myself to look at the shapes like a painter would. But the lines, they're all there. Like, you could turn all the color off in this world, leaving only, like, just make everything gray and stuff, and I could still make beautiful art. That's what that grayscale book was for. It was so that people could, like, see what I had going on. I don't think I finished that thought. I think I just, like, forgot while I was speaking and then just finished the sentence. Can y'all see this good? I hope you are enjoying it. I might have to add some foreground elements so that people can understand the depth of it all. But whenever I get excited, I'm like, I open to the new pages of the sketchbook and I look at it and I'm like, I can do something with the whole thing. I usually pop off. That's why I wish I could make manga like the Japanese artists, because like my vision for E Kings is more manga structure. Like if you look at the EAT short that I put out last week, it's structured more like a manga than a webtoon, because that's the illustrated written medias that I've been consuming, you know, more than American comics or even webtoons, even though I release on webtoon. So that one would be harder to read, I realize. And so I kind of look at other webtoons. I'm like, okay, how are they structured? How do they do it? And I'm like, okay, that's how I have to adapt E Kings. So like if you see in the one I put out today, or at least today or the Wednesday I put it out, which so happens to be the day I'm recording this video, you know, it's written better, the colors are better, I'd say, and it's the first chapter of E Kings. It's out. That's the first chapter of E Kings. Now, if E Kings were to get a show, I'd probably change the first episode to be like the Cleo introduction, because she's very integral. Like while the original vision was Trey and Jay, I want Cleo to be a character that people realize she is just as important as Trey and Jay. But I gotta shove Cleo down y'all's throats to make that happen, because I want her to be important. I don't want most of my characters to just be dudes. I want my characters to be, you know, black, or maybe Latino or Hispanic, or, you know, Asian, gay, straight. I want like different representations, but I'm not trying to cram it in there for it to not make sense. But I want to make sure it's not just copy and paste black male character. because that's the whole thing, you know. I want other people to be like, this is a series that may be mostly intended for African Americans, but I get down with it too. Like, I mess with it because, you know, it's just well written. I have fun reading it, and it's got a character just like me. So that's kind of how I want it to go. That's what I want you kings to be. And the thing is, I've technically been writing for years. Like, there was a moment where I had an epiphany because I had changed my plans. Originally, I was gonna probably do a career in animation until I realized, like, bro, having to draw frames and stuff for animating, like, as a one-man project, that sucked. Because I knew I wanted to work alone with my comics. I didn't really want to share the process of making them because, like, well, now I gotta pay other people, and it won't be like a solely my dream sort of thing. But you know what I mean? But now it's like, if I make the comics and have a studio just adapt it, that'd be lovely. Amazing. So it's like, just let that be. Let that happen. That's how I want it to go. I hope that y'all are enjoying the conversation you're getting out of me. Hey, pause the camera for a second. So I've forgotten what I'm talking about. So you're just gonna have to bear with me. I love whenever I can come back to a sketch that I just did like the base idea for, and then I can just freestyle. Like, I love freestyle drawings. I don't think y'all understand that, like, the two things that really help revive my art is, one, the art trip that I went on with my art teacher, because, like, she was really trying to get me on that trip, but I didn't want to pay it at first because, y'all, the trip was like $300. And at the time, I was like, bro, I'm saving for a car. I don't know if I can do that. I still don't have the car, by the way. It's been months. That was like back in February when that trip was. But I was like, whatever, I'll go. Because when am I ever going to get to go on a trip? You know, when am I ever going to get to go on a trip? When am I ever going to get to go to different places? Because my family never traveled like that. And plus, like, it's art related. Maybe I could get something good out of it. And so we got there, or no, before we went on the trip, we had to sign up for classes. And so I think I signed up for there was a drawing class, you know, illustration with pen. There was an illustration class. And I think the other class I took was like, we just kind of drew what we were looking at, or like they kind of said, okay, well, look at this and then draw an aspect of it. And both those classes helped. I would say the class that helped the most was the drawing one, because the guy would, like, he'd be like, hey, draw on this, and then pass it over, and then you draw on this new piece, and then we'd have like a whole new piece. Like, just sitting there and drawing without having to force myself and just kind of seeing what comes to mind, like truly letting yourself go. It was amazing. And now I can make these freestyle sketches because I realized, while I had removed the expectation of what to draw and allowing myself to draw anything, I hadn't removed the expectation of greatness. I had to tell myself, I have to put something on this paper. It doesn't matter what. I don't have to make anything big. I just need to start. So I put a line down, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe I'll draw a car. So I looked up, for this, I just looked up the reference of a car, and I was like, okay, well, once I had this horizon line, I was like, okay, here's a horizon line. And I'm gonna start here. I had to make sure to adhere to this perspective rules and all that. And just kind of, I was like, okay, well, what if I had another car? And I was like, remember that brain drawing I drew? So I added a brain, and I was like, well, I obviously want foreground elements. I just love drawings like this, bro. Like, I love using perspective lines for my art like this. I love it. I didn't even draw the mirror for this one. I'd say my art style, like, in my sketchbook reminds me of, like, Roald Dahl drawings. Like, if you've read, like, the drawings for, like, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, or I think Matilda's also a work by Roald Dahl. The illustrations are like that. I'd say that's what it reminds me of, low-key. Even though I'm pretty sure that man is very, I would just say, dismissive of people of my skin tone. You know what I mean? It's so disappointing whenever I have to hear stuff like that. It's like, bro, You're an amazing. You make a great work, and you don't. It's like there's so much disconnect. How can you make such heartfelt work and be devoid of a heart? These must be the works of an automaton, some sort of robotnik. I wouldn't say that there's not much to add, because what I could add is color. I could add shading. So like, let's say the light source is this brain here. Well, one, I'd have to start doing shadows. So like, you come here, like, and so like come out that way, and then this one will come out this way, and then that way, and then this whole part of the car. So usually what I like to do, like, I don't know how I got my line work so good. A lot of the times I just throw a thick line all around. Like I just love to add thick outlines to my drawing. So I just do that, but I got more refined with it. And plus, whenever I thicken areas, it's not because like I'm some savant artist, like, oh, I know exactly what I'm doing. Like, no, I did that to cover up my mistakes. And so so the phase of me having to figure out how to get better line art never happened with digital, because I already had good line art beforehand, and I already kind of figured how to fix it before I had to even hit like a learning period for it, you know what I mean? So I'd probably just cover this whole side and cross hatches. Like, I'm a good artist, realizing. And that's the thing, I was a kid that was really shy growing up. I didn't talk much. I didn't really interact with people socially. Like, I was the, gifted kid introvert stereotype that you see with like a lot of artists. But the thing is, I had to get out of my shell, because a career in art, you have to be expressive, you have to speak, you have to be loud. And I was starting to realize there was more of a person underneath this performance I was doing. And that person has to exist. Whether or not I wanted to be outward or not, it was happening. I was getting more comfortable. I was getting more artistic. I was getting more creative. The real me just came out before I even realized it. And then I had to remember I spent so many years not being me for what? I don't know. I still have to lift the perfectionism from me, but I think that might be genetic and neurological. It'll be hard to beat, but it's something I tell myself a lot. I think I'll make the license plate for this car. I hope this whole time y'all have been hearing me, but I'll make the license plate for this car at P Nits. Because they're P Nits. I don't even think I have the hand space to write it. No way, bro. I'm sorry. I laughed at something so juvenile, but if you've read my comics, you know my humor is quite juvenile. I like the idea of a joke being that it's like, I like the idea of a lot of jokes where like, this isn't supposed to be funny. It's quite mundane. What's so funny about it? Like, I love jokes like that, where like the subject matter is like, bro, there is nothing funny about like, oh, like a kangaroo that has to deliver mail and he just acts like a person. Like, bro, it's bizarre, but like the kangaroo's not being like upward and like all weird about it. So I guess like a lot of Family Guy skits have like formed my humor. So like, that's probably what it is. So like a kangaroo delivering mail cutaway, and then like the kangaroo gets mad that like bro's leaving a flag up with no mail or something, and then like he gets into an argument with the guy at the house, and then he's like, bro, I have to feed my kids. You know how much a pouch costs for a kangaroo and surgery? Like, the kangaroo's a guy, basically. And you know what I mean? Like, the kangaroo's a guy. Like, he's just a man that exists and so happens to be a kangaroo. Oh, I haven't spoken for like some time. Y'all, I might change my name. I think I'll keep God in Green, but if not, I'll just use my Twitter handle, Brother Atlas. Because some people don't like the idea of having to refer to me as like a god. I did it because as a reference to like the King in Yellow, because I really like green, frogs and whatnot. But I might just start going by my Twitter handle, Brother Atlas. I also do want to start getting into community work, but since I'll be honest with y'all, I'm not a person that goes to church. So how would I do community work if I don't go to church? Because like, I know on TikTok, y'all probably see my videos where I talk about like social things, like how I feel about a lot of racial or social issues, but I don't want to just be the guy on the internet talking about it. Like, it's easier. I know it's quite easy to just do that and not, but I do want to do more. I don't really know how though. I guess I could start by like voting in local elections once they come up, because I think there's one coming up very soon. So I'll probably do that. But it's like other things, like, do I need to join organizations or like go to like city hall meetings? Like, what can I do socially to help my community? Because that's where a lot of civil rights leaders started. They were people of their community, preachers, they were like lawyers or like event organizers. Like, that's how these people were known for what they did. If I'm going to be a leader of civil rights, if I'm going to be that of modern day, I have to put in the work, and I just want to know how. That's really all. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to just be the guy that like, oh, this is bad, do this, support this, send money here. I want to make discussion. I want to get down in the streets and help people out and talk with them and things of that nature. Connect with people so that people have the meaningful relationships needed to, have better lives. Like, instead of having to rely on like police or government, like, I just want people to have a community. I don't think we really have that anymore. The government's ruined the black community. And they ruin architecture and spaces so that people can't even congregate and make better relationships. So I just genuinely wish that there were ways I can help. I mean, there are. I just don't know of them yet. I don't know what my options are. But I'd like to know them sooner now than later. I'm getting better at understanding space. You know what I mean? Like, okay, where light falls. Because light is a substance, and that's not a way I was thinking when I was, first doing my art and whatnot. Light is a substance. And like, the way I shade can make my drawings three-dimensional when they add contours to it. I just sit and talk to y'all and y'all listen. I appreciate you for being here. I thank you for your time. You probably maybe at work watching YouTube or at home watching YouTube, and you clicked on my video and decided to stick around. I appreciate you. Even if this is on passively, you still clicked on the video to share your time with me while I share my time with you. I'm hoping that by, the discipline and with the patience that I get from art as a practice overall, I can enhance myself as a person. I still engage in hedonistic tendencies and debauchery, but overall, I'd like to be a person that has left a kind mark on this earth. Even though, let's be honest, people are people, and I probably shouldn't stress too much. I hope you're enjoying the video. Remember to like and comment. Let me know if you're enjoying. So, and I'll tell you like this. If you're watching right now, comment a frog emoji and the arm holding the cell phone, but the emoji is black. Do that and comment that. Comment the frog emoji and a black arm holding up the phone. Do that. And I'll send you, I don't know, I'll probably reply to your comment and tell you something. Like, oh, follow my Instagram or something. So like you can, you know, I don't know, do that so I can know if you watched all the way. If I make ASMR videos, will y'all be mad at me? I mean, well, what really would you do besides either click or not? I don't want to lie, you probably would. How's it looking to y'all? Does that help? Better perspective? Alright, y'all. I don't know how long this video will be. To be honest with you, I never really planned like their lengths. I kind of just go with the flow. Like a lot of the time, that's what I'm doing. That's a lot of the time just what I'm doing. Going with the flow, letting things be. I know a lot of y'all probably come from my TikTok and like see how I get down on there, and then you're like, bro, what is this? Because like all my YouTube videos is art videos, but I can make like a vlog channel, or like, I guess a vlog channel would probably be like, that depends on y'all. Like if y'all want like a blog channel and like so let's say like I do video game content, because if I do video game content, do y'all want that on here or a different channel? Please let me know in the comments. Because if I post them on here, then it just means, okay, post them here. But if I make a new channel, then like, okay, two different incomes. So like some fans or people are fans of like my gaming, and then like there are people fans of my art, and there's people they're just fans of like my long form content where I yap. So who knows? I could also just be a commentary channel. But I think for now, keep it like this. A lot of you are here joining me, and I appreciate you as is. You're a lovely audience, I must be honest. I don't know what more to add, because honestly, I'm pretty satisfied with what I've got. I know that's rare, but like, I did a good job in the beginning, and I kind of had the vibe set. I think most of what I could do is like, I don't know, just kind of add some details to the background to like increase the depth of it all. I'll probably do that. So like, I think what I'll do is like add some cross hatching, and then like I'll add like darker elements in the back. And then I'll go from there. Sorry, my back was hurting and I had to pop it. As an artist and as a guy that has to pick up boxes like basically every day of the week, bro, my back is cooked. So is my wrist. My right wrist is cooked. I need to like get like, I don't know, like cream or like I don't know. It's just, it's weakening, bro. Especially like whenever I go to the MMA gym, because I only taken like 2 classes so far. But like having to wrestle with other people and like grappling and shit, especially like if they land on me the wrong way or like adjust on the wrong way, like it could like damage my wrist. So I gotta get that fixed. Did that rhyme? What y'all think? Did that rhyme? Chat, if it rhymed, comment 2 black hearts and a wave. Cause raw wave, you know what I'm saying? Heartburn. Oh, I don't, never mind. I don't know about copyright or whatever y'all got over here with the songs and whatnot. Now, if y'all hear anything that isn't me, it's because I live in a house of other people. So you're gonna have to be here with me, and you're just gonna have to hear that just the same as I do. Because in this moment, you're in my POV. You're basically me right now. Or maybe not. Neil deGrasse Tyson only knows those answers. And from what it's looking like, maybe no one knows those answers. And in all honesty, I don't know if I have fans of me that are just artists or if there are people that like watch my TikToks and are like, oh, so he nice with that drawing stuff too. And then they just sit down and draw that. Like, I don't know if there are people that like see me say funny stuff on TikTok, they follow and watch my YouTube and just realize, oh, this dude's an artist? What? Like, I don't know. I'd like to assume most of you just come from my go draw videos and then I drop my YouTube channel and now y'all are here. Like, this all happened within a month. Fairly quick, but I wouldn't say it's like quick to like a scary point, but like quick in like I forget that like I have a YouTube channel where I have to upload and make sure that y'all are like getting stuff from me. Like, it's weird. Cause it's like, no way I'm actually making progress in an artistic career instead of just saying, cause like, bro, in high school, if you asked me why I was in high school, I would have told you, I don't even think I could, like, not that I wouldn't tell you I don't think I can be an artist, because I probably would have told you, oh, I'm going to be the best artist of all time. I probably would have actually told you that, so for real. But what was I thinking? What I was thinking is that I was cooked. Because when it comes to this, you just have to get lucky. You have to basically do it all the time. You have to try and get as many eyes on you as possible. And like, I'm seeing people that I follow like have successful art careers, so I'm like, bro, if somebody else is doing it, maybe I can too. Like, do I just gotta keep posting? If it's not working here, go here. Like, I'm trying so much just to get things to work, and it's so I wouldn't say stressful, but it's like, bro, if this doesn't go right, I'm cooked. But I'm trying to like add background elements, like there's stuff to look at back there too, so you can know like this room is expansive, like it's beyond these two cars here, you know what I mean? This is basically how my dreams look sometimes, not gonna lie. A lot of my double page spread drawings are like, it's just stuff I probably have seen in a dream or like in a far off maladaptive daydream, because my daydreams get crazy, literally. Like, that's why Eat Kings has been developing so much, because if I'm not working on Eat Kings, if I'm at work stacking boxes or picking boxes, then I'm thinking about Eat Kings. I have moments where I'm like, bro, that'd be an amazing scene, but I gotta build up to it. I'm like adding stuff to the story, and I'm like trying to reinforce the themes I've established, because like I had to watch YouTube videos. I'm like, oh, so I need a theme of the story. Like, this story has to have like a message and a reason to exist. And that's why I'm glad I stumbled upon all that other stuff first before I just tried to get in with Eat King, because if I did, bro, it would have been cooked. Because a lot of stories I was having in my head when I was younger, like, yeah, they're cool and all, but do they have a reason to exist? Are they cohesive? Like, a lot of it was just stuff where I was tacking on elements that I liked from other shows, other animes, and I'm like, bro, that's gonna go in this story. And so now I had an overbloated story full of content that just didn't make sense. Notes that contradicted each other, because instead of adding to what was already existing, I was just adding hollow new stuff to things that weren't even developed. So I don't really add anything new to the lore unless like it's like, okay, so no, this happened, so this has to happen. It's like, this is the case, so this can be something to add on to it and give it more flesh, you know. But I'm still very new to writing, so like overall, I don't know what I'm doing. Can you pay my bills? I can't even mumble on here. When you're feeling sad, I wanna be real to get to my pride. Once I hit, I'm tell you a lot. I need this life. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying Masamu. I say my humor, I don't really know. I hope that Eat Kings is funny to people, because sometimes I'm like, bro, I've read my own jokes so many times it's not funny anymore. Because you gotta write the jokes, you gotta rewrite it in the storyboards, and you gotta rewrite it for the comic, but you gotta draw it out too, and it's like, bro, is this even funny anymore? Was it ever funny? Now it just feels like the characters are just saying quirky things, and I'm like holding the mic to the audience like, up, laugh, this is supposed to be funny. Like, that's what it feels like whenever I have to write and then color and ink and rewrite and add lettering to a joke. But it's like, it's here and it makes sense, so why not? I don't know. I just overexpose myself to my own stories, basically. I hope that you're enjoying this show. Now, if you see my nails and you think that they're dirty, they were not always like this. I used to be a boy with clean nails. But now my job has me picking dusty boxes. Like literally, like the boxes in a warehouse are dusty, bro. Like you'll get a pallet of boxes and the whole top of the boxes are dusty. Dusty. It's insane work, bro. I hope this looks cool. Like, I be seeing like the sketchbooks of like professional artists, bro. They be dwarfing what I got. Like, they be having pen drawings, little pen doodles looking better than the stuff I do in a double page spread. And I'm like, oh, all right. Not only can you draw better, you're doing it quicker than I can. I was timing myself on a drawing I was having to do for the E King's webtoon. Like if you've read it before this YouTube video, most likely, then you see the page where it's like Trey and Jay at the end, and then like come back next week. That took me like 10 minutes to draw, start to finish. But like I technically already had the sketch done previously, so I just added all the stuff to a sketch. But like it didn't take me long to draw it, and fully color it. If you had me draw and color that months ago, it would have taken me like a few days to get that done, because like sketching digitally is uncomfortable because the friction is different, and then you got like I was just new to it as a whole, and it's like I didn't even understand all these tools, so it's like most definitely it would have been just hard for me overall. But I gotten used to it because I really had to, because of E Kings. It's like E Kings basically started to get more complicated, more convoluted, and like I was able to show the story more once I knew digital more. That's basically what I was waiting on. Audience of people, and for my skills artistically to increase enough for me to be like, okay, this is a story I can share with people. And now I'm actually doing it. If you're still here in the video, tell me a story in the comments about what was your scariest moment or your most terrifying dream. Now, I don't know if I had this dream once or twice, but when I had the dream, like the most recent time I had the dream, it felt like I'd already had it before. And I was like, bro, there's no way I haven't had this dream at least once a year. Like, I've never met anyone, I've never had a dream that's happened more than once. I've also never went to sleep and like continue to dream, so I feel like people who do that, who say that they've done that, I feel like they're lying. I'm like, bro, there's no way you went to sleep and then fell back asleep and it's the same dream. Like, no, bro, no way. I've never continued to dream. And I know I'm just joking, so I'm not like being serious with discrediting someone else's experience, but like, bro, there is no way that's happened, because I've literally never gotten one. It would be like totally different from start to finish, bro. One thing I hate in dreams is when you're talking to someone in a dream and then they morph into someone else, and it's like, bro, I wasn't talking to you. Like, swap back. One moment you're talking to Elmo about cash registers in a bathtub, and then like they morph into like your second grade teacher or something. It's like, what are we talking about here, bro? What are we getting up to? I be getting mad talking crazy on the internet. I know full well that I most definitely try to talk things out before I ever have to get up and fight someone. Not saying I'm scared of a brawl, but like now that I'm an adult, like I'm not a high schooler anymore, the idea of fighting someone isn't as free as it feels like it could be, because now it's like I have stuff to lose. I literally have a job. I'd lose my job if I even get into a fight. Like, my body's getting old, so like fighting as a whole would just hurt more. So it's like there's so many things to consider. And then it's like I'm also an online person. Like, people see me online, so like if I do something stupid like that, bro, It's over. And I made a video where I was mad about my PayPal. I still am. And I probably did say something about boxing with the CEO of PayPal. Maybe I took that part out. But if y'all do see and hear me say that, just know, I meant that while I was mad. Yes. And I feel like if he was face to face with me now and he told me he couldn't do anything about it, I think I would still want to fight him. So I don't think I told any lies, but I was talking a little big because I wouldn't fight most people. I don't look for physical altercations. No, I take that back. Confrontations actually get me excited, but don't think that I want physical damage on me or to bestow to another person. You know what I mean? Nah, I'm just mad about my PayPal, honestly. There's no way I can be kind and cordial, bro. Why did PayPal ban me, bro? I know y'all are here to watch me draw. I hope y'all mess with the drawing, but like I'm actually mad about my PayPal, bro. Actually, because I'm 18. I shouldn't need to be 21 in the state that I live in to have a PayPal. Just unban my account. And then they're like, bro, but your information on here is linked to an account with a problem. That account has a problem because your system makes no sense. I shouldn't need to be 21 in Mississippi. Well, I guess I just said the state I live in. I shouldn't need to be 21 in Mississippi to have a PayPal. Like, that don't even make sense. I don't know, though. Because, like, I'm trying to make money off YouTube and TikTok and Webtoon. And they're basically getting in the way of that. Really getting in the way of that. Because, like, apps don't really pay through other means. Honestly, no. If the CEO of PayPal said, hey, I'll unban your account if you get in the gloves with me on live TV, I'd do it. I'd do it. A friendly gentleman's match, I'd do it. I'd be like, all right, bro, we can both make our bag, and you know, I get my PayPal account back, and all is well that ends well, you know. But I want my PayPal account back, please, brother, please. I just want to get my monies. I hope y'all are enjoying the content. I hope you're enjoying the drawing, and I hope that you're just spending this time with me. Because basically that's what you'll be doing once you watch the video. Don't think I don't hate working. I'm a really lazy boy. Like, if I could just draw and eat all day, I would. But I still have to go to work, I still have to go to college, I still have to go to school, so I can have a life and whatnot. But don't think that I'm not going to complain the entire time I do it. Why would I not? It'd be ridiculous to think otherwise. I'm messing with it so far. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna make up a new word to make up my feelings about this. I was gonna be like, but no, I don't really like it. I think I'll stop here because I like where I've gone. I'm gonna go back to the wall and talk to y'all for a minute before I end the video. Everybody, you are a wonderful audience, and I'm glad that y'all could sit and draw with me. I do want to remind you to read my comic E Kings, because a new short came out today. It's called Off the Streets. It's actually the first chapter of E Kings. It's the beginning of the story, and I'd like for you all to read it. So please be there for it, because there's a lot I want to do with the story, and y'all are gonna be there for it. Best believe, whether you like it or not, whether you read E-Kings or not, you're gonna be seeing it here. So you might as well give it a chance. Follow my Twitter, because you'll probably see like my art stuff easier on my Twitter than anywhere else, since my Instagram is basically just Instagram content now with some art. So follow my Twitter to see my art. Follow my Instagram to, just kind of, see story posts or like anything E-Kings related, because like I'll usually post like E-Kings art on my Instagram. Follow my TikTok, or maybe you came from TikTok, but follow my TikTok because it's funny. I'm funny over there. I like to think so. And that's all for the socials. Oh, and also I have a Patreon. I got the $2 subs. I think it's either $2 or $3 subs, where you support the channel. You get like early access to like comics or videos, things of that nature. I'll say that, yeah, like I'll put videos earlier on my Patreon. Like it'll be on my Patreon before, YouTube. I'll also say like you'll get like just stuff that I won't put on my Twitter or my Instagram. So like sketches, character artworks, things of that nature, or just notes on E-King. So like you'll probably get like the forefront of E-King's lore. But y'all let me know in the comments what you want, like as a sub to my Patreon, like because there's a $5 sub option, I'm pretty sure. So let me know what rewards y'all want for that. But also, as of right now, I can't deliver to anything too crazy because my schedule's kind of busy. But like the video, comment, let me know your thoughts, and I'm glad you enjoyed the video. But also subscribe and click that bell to be notified of when I upload. Also subscribe to my webtoon so you'll be notified of when it drops, whenever my chapters drop. And you know what, I don't want to hold you for too long, so I'll leave it to it. Do your daily doodle, and you've got to get in the green.
Can't say how I'm feeling inside. I wanna be sealed, but got too much pride. I wanna be sealed, but I'm really here. Don't really like here, but I tell you I tried. I did everything else but cry. I done smoke all my weed, young nigga on fried. You can see all this shit in my eyes.